So these our leaders know say waiting that they do us no good. Eh? Wife of the president come dey beg Nigerians say make them they sorry about the economic hardship. So these people know say waiting Nigeria they go through no be moi. So you know. And you needed to wait for today before you're apologizing to us. Apologizing to us as what? For what? Like that we should rub it on ourselves and just behave as if it never happened or it's not happening. It's only in this country that people go through things and they are being told not to. You know, it's like you spanking a child and saying, don't cry. How on earth you are inflicting pain on somebody and you say the person should not react in one way or the other, whether reacting by crying or reacting by squeezing his face or just showing that empathy of something is going wrong. You get punished for it, you get pursued around, you're not free, all sort of things. You are afraid to express yourself and all sort of things. Now, the wife of the president, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, on Friday earlier on, apologized to Nigeria over the harsh economic, realistic and insecurity realities and insecurity experienced under the Buhari-led administration. He said the regime might not have been a perfect one, but I want to seize this opportunity to seek forgiveness from the Olamians and Nigerians in general. He said we all need to work together to achieve a better Nigeria. Mrs. Buhari said during the 62nd Independence Day special Jumat prayer and public lecture themed Surah, the Islamic foundation of truth, democracy at the national. See, we cannot run away from the truth. The truth will always remain the truth. And like I said on, in response to one of our comments or one of the comments, that I saw on one of our, videos, that you can't cover the truth. The truth cannot cover lies. Truth cannot cover lies. That's the truth. The truth will always be reviewed, and time being a senior partner, will always review the truth. Time does not have that courage or does not have, what it takes to cover, the truth. So truth because truth is light, you cannot harbor light. You can't keep it for too long. It will be exposed. It's sad. It's sad. People are not being paid. Lecturers are out of school. The schools are shut down. And, at a point, the circular was out that they should be forced, they are forced to go back to, a court injunction said they should go back to school. They should go back to the classes. Come on. The law was made by the people for the people. The law was made by the people for the people. And so if we make a law and it doesn't suit us, it doesn't appeal to us, it doesn't help us, it's not useful to us, then we change it. You don't expect people to continue to smile while they are suffering, like the song of that legend of ours, Fela Anikulapo Kuti. People are suffering and they are smiling. But with what I see around today, it's not going to continue like that, because I'm going to show you an highlight of the obedience rally across, some states in Nigeria. That includes Lagos, Kaduna, where I remember the governor made a funny statement then that it wasn't going to happen. And also, we have it happen in Uyo and several other parts of the country. People's eyes are now opened. People's eyes are now opened. Look at the candidates that have been presented to us on the different platforms. In this age and time, Nigeria is 62 today. And this is a special edition. Nigeria is 62 today. And we are still where we are. During this administration alone, I am aware that the national grid, electricity national grid, has collapsed more than 100 times. Within these two tenors. Come on. What are we doing? And so they will come out now and come and tell us that we give you road. They should be ashamed. Politicians should be ashamed to come out and tell us that we give you road. I will give you electricity. I'll give you water. Because that has been the same lies all the while. It's sad that a nation so blessed so blessed with natural resources that is incomparable to any other nation across the globe, is wallowing in wealth of poverty. It smells on every Nigerian. It smells on every Nigerian. Everybody wants to run away. Everybody wants to run out. It's sad. When I saw this, move by the wife of the president, one of the achievements of the president was that he scrapped the first lady's office. Yes, that was one of the things he did when he got into office. And when I saw that happen, initially I felt, even though it didn't, but then we felt that it was one of those things that signified, a move in a new direction. And we thought a lot of things would take a new shape. And this had led to several series of agitations from different quarters. We had the likes of Chief Sunday Igboho, we have the lives of Nnamdi Kanu, we have the lives of Omoyele Sowore. For different things, for different issues, for different agitations, just because the people are not comfortable. We are now being begged for forgiveness. Forgiveness for what? What is the crime of Nigerians? What have we done to deserve this? What have we done to deserve this? This illness, these bad and terrible treatments, these wicked acts, that only a handful of Nigerians will enjoy what over 200 million people should be enjoying. It is sad. It is bad. It is an act of wickedness. And I've told you, time will never cover up the truth. It won't. Time will always unveil the truth. It's only a matter of time. We know those who are behind this. If only they knew. If only those who fought for independence knew. If only I was around at that time and I had a voice, I said, you better leave these people alone. Let them develop us first. If they had developed us to a particular point, it would have been difficult for us to go back. Look at what happened during the last UN meeting. It was this. But it is in this nation, it is only in Africa that we have what we call owner's corner. What a poverty-ridden mentality. You are poor. You drive private jets in Nigeria, you are poor. Because the Yoruba say, olówó kan láàrin òtòṣì mẹ́wàá, òtòṣì ló ń fúnra ẹ̀. We are all languishing in poverty. You are riding private jet over our head. You ride private jet at the expense of people's medicals, hospitals, schools. Students have been out of classes for more than 8 months now. And some people's children are graduating abroad. And you think all will be well? No. Remember that there is what we call the law of karma. Karma. What goes around comes around. You know what? There's some Yorubas in the Yoruba palace. They say, "Ọmọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ò ní jẹ́ kí ọmọ Bódìjà ó gbádùn gan." Wọ́n ò ní jẹ́ kó gbádùn. You don't take care of those that live at Bere, and you think you are secured at Bodija. You are deceiving yourself. Are you going to stay abroad all your life? Then no problem. Stay there. Let's see how fulfilled you are. Let's see how fulfilled you will be. It's sad. So you know. But our eyes are open. You need not forgive. You need not beg us for forgiveness. Forgiveness for what? We are all human, and we always stand that it's like a normal thing for humans to fall. But no, falling is not even the issue, but remaining in the falling position is the major issue. And so when you fall, you get up again. The Bible says that a righteous man falleth 7 times and he rises again. 7 times he rises again. Our leaders, those of you Those of you who we voted with our hearts, we thought you were going to do well. But this is how far you have been able to bring us. You have failed us. You have failed us. You have failed us. Our colleagues. I cannot imagine why those who are paid 30,000 naira as minimum wage don't get salaries, whereas those who earn millions are getting their salaries. What an irony. What a eco pocky. Let me borrow that English. What a hoity-toity. It's a mystery. Great is the mystery of Nigerian system of government. The giant of Africa has become a nobody. 62 years after independence, we are still struggling to get up from crawling. It's a big shame. There's really nothing to celebrate. There is really nothing to celebrate. For how long do we continue to talk about our woes? For how long do we continue to talk about the problems? I think it is high time we talk about solution. I think it is high time. Everything that pertains unto godliness, everything that pertains to your successful and prosperous living on earth, he has released everything. Enough of this mental bondage. Enough of this political slavery. We got an independence from the whites and we entered into the slavery of ourselves. It is sad. I think it is time for us Nigerians, and I'm speaking to us, that we make the necessary change, that we do the needful, that we vote competence. Amongst all of them, Peter Obi is the best. If they bring any other person that is better than him, all is well. But amongst this one that I see, Peter Obi is the best. I beat my chest to it. And so I'll show you these very short videos. You see what the movement has been around the country. Even though some people refuse to, they refuse to agree with it. They refuse to believe it, that they are being threatened by this movement. And like I've always told you, this movement is not just about Peter Obi. If Peter Obi messes up, we vote him out of the office. He won't do second term. Or that one that it has almost become a norm that when you come in for first time, automatically you will do second time. No, I don't see that happening again in the history of this nation. If you don't do well, then we don't need you second time. So it's not just about Peter Obi. It's about change. It's about competence. It's about placing a demand on our leaders. Placing a demand on people we put in office. Placing a demand on people who promised us, who gave us a manifesto. We will carry the manifesto and compare with what we have on ground as reality. If there's any variances, then you are out, or even get punished for what you have done wrong. Look at what happens in other parts of the world. See leaders being thrown into jail for getting bribes. Look at what we see. It has become a normal parlance in Nigeria. What are we doing? How long will we continue like this? At 62, I trust God to help us to make the necessary change. And so please do share. Let's watch this particular video. I want you to just see what's happening, the rally and all of that. Look, it's not about Emilokon. It's not about where I help this person, I help that person. Beautiful, you have done very well. That might just be what you are sent to do, to help us. Look at somebody. I saw a comment by somebody where this fellow said, he said, Omoyele Sowore is not the presidential candidate. And I agree with him. He said, but you know what? This guy will do very well being the EFCC chairman, being ICPC chairman. And I said, wow, you see? Nigerians are waking up. Let's watch this video and I'll come back. Of course, you are free to drop your comments as the video rolls. Let's see what is there for us.
Supporters of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, on Saturday defied all odds to stage a massive rally in Lagos and other parts of the country. The supporters, popularly known as Obedience, defied the warning by authorities to march in solidarity for Peter Obi and his running mate, Dati Ahmed. In Lagos, the demonstrators defied the early morning downpour amid tight security to hold the rally. Major streets and roads were taken over by the campaigners, thereby causing gridlock in the nation's commercial hub. Similarly, in Kaduna State, supporters of Obi dared I am Olotu Emmanuel, reporting for Idaba Television.
Well, we cannot have enough of that. It's all over the place. You know, it's all about Peter Obi, Peter Obi, Peter Obi. Seen as, well, amongst all that we have, he seems to be the best of them all. Personally, if we had the likes of Professor Yemi Osinbajo, the present vice president, you know, as one of the candidates, then I think Peter Obi would have been very good to be a vice president, and then that would have been a stepping stone for him to become a president in the nearest future. But then politics, you know, primaries did not allow, the APC primaries did not allow, you know, Osinbajo come out because delegates went there to vote for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is the current presidential candidate of that party, with Shettima as his running mate. Of course, you know, there's been the controversy of the Muslim tickets, you know, ravaging that party, and also the issue of the campaign council list, which of course has been suspended. Now, at the moment, they've suspended the inauguration of the campaign council, even though campaigns have begun in earnest. And so even the whereabouts of the presidential candidate of the APC is really has not been ascertained, because he was supposed to be around to sign the peace accord, and he wasn't there. He was represented by his running mates, and I think that's the second time I'm seeing him being represented by his running mate. And the question is, I hope we are not going to I beg your pardon, you know, if he is voted in as the president of Nigeria, I hope we're not going to be making a very big mistake. You know, some say that Asiwaju is not in the country, and you know, there have been several news making the rounds whether he's fine, or I saw in the news somebody said he left Nigeria because he doesn't want to be disturbed. People kept coming to see him and all of that. He went to rest, and there were other pictures of him in a health situation and all of that. But then, whatever the case is, we wish him well, you know. But then you cannot cheat nature. You can't cheat nature. If the body does not have the capacity to bear, you know, the stress that is put on it, it doesn't matter how much ambitions you have, it will shut down. And so, but then we wish him quick recovery if that is the case, if he is actually not feeling fine. But then we also have in the PDP, we have the presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, who has promised to support Wike in 2027. So that's a way of telling Wike to support him now in 2027. Just like Asiwaju told them in Oyo the other time, just before the Alafin, passed on, when he went to see him, I remember he told the youths there that they should not be in a hurry. They should allow him to become president first. And after him, he will hand over to a youth. Very, very interesting there. But then also the People's Democratic Party has been ravaged and been stormy in recent times with the issue of Wike and all of that. And now presently, we are battling with pressures being mounted upon them by on the 16 PDP NWC members to return 450 million naira. Well, moving from the issue of IU to resign as the chairman, and then we also have some people returning money paid into their account and all of that. All this issue of bribery, even before. I feel that these things are being exposed, these things are being reviewed for a reason, and the reason is that we should be able to think, because it is written, the Bible says that wisdom is profitable to direct. Wisdom is profitable to direct. Well, President Muhammadu Buhari participated in the Nigerian 62nd independence ceremony earlier on today, and well, we hope that from now on, because when you wake up, it's your morning. That's your own. That's when your day begins. Your day begins when you wake up, and so I believe that if we wake up now, then our day has begun. And once your day begins, it gets brighter and brighter. The Bible says that the path of the just is like the sun that shines brighter and brighter. And who is the just? The just is somebody who is awake. So who is awake to realities, And so, but then please feel free to drop your comment, make them simple and civil. My name is Olukunle Abraham, and this is Serious Matters on OFTV, the special edition for Nigerian 62nd independence. We really hope that things will get better, for us as a nation, as we take the right steps and make the right decisions come 2023, which is, of course, another time to either make a decision that will make or the nation. But I trust that we will do the right thing and we will move on from this administration. It will get better and better and better. Yes, this might have been, maybe we say it's good, but then we have to move on. We cannot continue to, ASU is all that we are still mentioning. There are other, they talk about oil theft, and they make it look to us as if oil is vapor, it's hair, that when they were carrying it away, nobody saw them. This oil thefts, these oils are being stolen with vessels. Vessels are not ants. They are very large equipments. These vessels cannot pass certain places with it. It's just like saying a plane came into Nigeria, it landed and it took off, and nobody knew how it came in and how it came out. How come? He did not communicate with the control tower. He didn't do anything, and then he just landed, and that's not true, But then we hope that we'll get out of all this, and the things that look, as aliens to us, things that look strange to us, will fizzle out, and the reality of what we should be enjoying will dawn on us, and it will be our reality. Thank you very much for watching once again. Please do share our videos with others, like our videos, and do your best. Make your comments as simple as possible and make them civil. Thank you very much for watching. My name once again is Olukunle Abraham, and happy independence to every one of us outside.